is. We are going to be talking about something called a crossover today, and you'll see John Blackwell and Aaron Spears and several other drummers use it as kind of just something to throw into their playing to make it a little bit flashier, right? I'm not going to teach you a bunch of ninja moves like John Blackwell does. I can't do them. I'll be the first to admit he's amazing at that. But this is something simple that you can throw in there with a pattern. I'm going to give you kind of a systematic way to approach it with a couple of simple stickings that make it look more complicated than it is. But first, two things. We have to the drum sessions on the website coming Mr. Ronnie Tutt. Ronnie Tutt is a Nashville legend and one of my idols growing up. He played with Elvis Presley for 12, 13 years. He's been with Neil Diamond for 30 years. He played with the Carpenters. He played with, who else? Billy Joel. I mean, the list literally could go on and on. He is a Nashville staple, and growing up, I looked up to a lot of the Nashville recording drummers, and he was one of them, and I cannot believe we're going to get to have him in here on April 2nd for an hour Q&A session. We're just going to sit here, and he thinks the most good that he can do is sit here and talk to you guys about recording, what it's like to record on those things, and how to set yourself up, how to conduct yourself touring, those kinds of things, and his experiences, really. So that leads me to the question of the lesson, which is, who's your drumming idol? We've talked about drumming favorites. I'm not concerned about those. You know, a favorite can be somebody that just is real flashy, or is a song that you like. Who's one of your idols? The guy that you look to whenever you're down about your playing, you go, man, that guy right there, he's got it. I want that. And you hang his picture up, and then you just go to, or her picture up, and then you just go to town practicing, okay? Now, let's get down to the lesson. Put that in the comment section. Let's start a discussion. Let's get down to the lesson here. The crossover, what is that? It's real simple. It's where your hands do this. It looks, we do this all the time, right? When we're playing grooves, but for some reason, when we do this, people are like, oh my goodness, what's going on, right? It's real simple. Let's get two simple stickings and put them together in a couple different ways to make this a possibility and give you a way to work on it, okay? I will say, this is not musically necessary, although anytime you play open-handed, it opens up other voices to you that wouldn't normally, and stickings that you wouldn't normally think of. So don't discount it just because it's a little showy. Now, essentially, we're going to do two stickings. Foot, right, left is going to be sticking number 1. Foot, right, left is going to be sticking number 2. So a 4 sticking and a 6-note sticking, okay? Now, we're going to use those with sextuplets, and we all know that there's 6 notes in a quarter note, and if we were in a bar 4/4, how many quarter notes are in there? 4 of them. So we've got, how many sextuplets? 4 times 6, math is 24, right? We got 24. So 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 24. Now, let's take those stickings. How many times could we repeat those stickings and come out with 24 notes and come out on 1? Well, we could take the 1 sticking, the foot, right, left. We play that 3 times, and we could play the foot, right, left twice, and that would be 24 notes, right. I'm waiting. It's like Blue's Clues. I'm waiting for you to respond, right? I spend way too much time with my kids. So if we were to take that, now that doesn't sound interesting to me, but maybe we do 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 when it comes to stickings. This is what that would sound like. Which in and of itself is not that interesting on the snare drum. But now let's take the hands and cross them. Remember that magical cross that makes people go nuts. We're going to cross these, and then we're going to play this pattern. So every time we play the 1 pattern, our hands will be here. Then when we go to 2 pattern, we're going to cross. Back to 1 pattern, we'll cross. Back to the 2 pattern, cross. Back to the 1 pattern. Then we're out of bar 1. If we're in bar 2 and we go back to the 1 pattern, we'd cross again, right? So every time you start a 1 or a 2, you're crossing your hands. So that pattern, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, in 1 bar, would look like this. two simple stickings put together to sound a little bit more complicated than they are. Now, I don't want to stop there. I want to give you more. Let's do more, right? Let's take those stickings and break them out a little bit further. This is what I love doing with linear patterns, especially in the lessons that we do, is I teach you how to break a linear pattern out and use it, not just use it in the way that it's written, but take those simple pieces or words and arrange them into different phrases. All right, so let's take that number one sticking, number two sticking. We know that we need to play 3 number ones and 2 number twos to make 24 notes. We can play those in any order we want to. So let's play 3 number ones in a row and then 2 number twos. Foot, foot, right, left, 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 right, left. That starts to sound a little bit hipper, right? Now, let's take the 2 sticking and play that first. Let's play 2 number 2 stickings and then 3 number 1 stickings. The cool thing about that is you can take and rearrange those while you're playing. Say you're in a solo, okay? And while you're playing this, don't just throw this, let me just say a disclaimer, don't throw this into a church gig or something. Please, for the love, don't do that. Do this when you get the chance to stretch out on a solo or something. That you can have something fun to pull out. But you can take this and now you have different combinations. It's not just the same thing over and over. Now you're doing different combinations that makes it look like at irregular intervals you're crossing your arms, which makes it look more complicated than it is. But you and I both know what? It's just 2 stickings. It's very simple. It's just 2 stickings, all right? So if we were to take them and kind of mix them up, it gets to sounding like this. That's what I love about drumming. Something so simple can be taken to another level and look more complicated and sound more complicated than it really is. It's really just 2 very simple stickings. That was more like half 5. It's more like 2 simple stickings combined together in different forms. So don't forget April 2nd, Ronnie Tutt is going to be there. You cannot watch that question and answer unless you are a member of the drum sessions. The link for that is below this video in the comment or in the description. But if not, I will see you on here very, very soon.